I'm the manager here at the Iowa One Call Center, which is located here in Davenport, Iowa. We are the sole responsible party for processing all the locates in the state of Iowa. We have actually two methods for you to be able to process your locates. One is calling the call center or calling 811.
Okay, are you the homeowner or the contractor? Are you the contact person, Kelly, if there's any questions?
Or using our online tool suite of products, which is called iTick Next. It's probably a misconception that calling is easier than actually using our online tickets. 20 years ago, that was probably true. If you think about it, technology has changed where calling is actually the harder option to actually get your locate in, is because, let's face it, you've got to communicate to somebody that is not familiar with your location, and you're hoping that they're understanding what you're trying to communicate and then process that and communicate that to the locator.
County, and what city or township in Woodbury County is the work being done in? And the city limits to Sioux City. Okay. What is the address or what streets the work being done on? Okay. Do you have latitude, longitude, or GPS coordinates?
The customer has got to be able to make sure that they got enough information to accurately and effectively communicate it to the CSR that they're talking to, and hope that the CSR is understanding what they're trying to communicate. It's a challenge because, again, the ticket is only as good as the information that we receive. And if the CSR and the customer are not communicating or they're misunderstanding, it's going to result in a delay in the locate, simply because we have to make sure that the information is accurate.
You have to understand that when you're calling it in, is that you're talking to somebody in front of a computer in Davenport, and if you aren't able to give that CSR detailed information, they'll overgrid the area, and if you're in a heavily urban populated environment, that could cover a couple blocks, and what you wind up dealing with is mass confusion and a lot more phone calls, maybe calling back in, inaccurate descriptions, and the locators may say, I have no idea what you're talking about, and that may code the ticket as, inadequate information.
Contractors can aid in the process just by white lining. White lines spell it out, put you where you want to be. If I knew exactly where I'm supposed to locate my utilities, then it's just going to increase all productivity. If you do white line, it doesn't allow for me to call for inadequate information. Everything's spelled out. The locate can be performed on time. There's going to be no need to call the contractor.
Your polygon that was created on the locate covers a huge area. We need a more descriptive polygon, or we need it white lined. We need to work together on this and get it done quickly and efficiently. I don't want to turn it in as insufficient information.
If you use the online suite of tools, you're the expert. You're able to go in and actually say, here's my contact information, here's where the digging is going to take place, specify exactly where you need the markings done, and send that ticket out. And there's a whole series of shortcuts, and the tools are very user-friendly and pretty much walk you through the process.
So I have been using the online ticketing system for 3 years now. It has helped me stop having overgridding on my projects. I'm able to specifically make the ticket how I need it to be, and then I can use the different features, being polygon for larger projects, route tool when I'm doing longer stretches of projects, and then my favorite one being parcel when there's a specific parcel we're working in. This can be for when we're doing commercial buildings and they own that specific parcel that we'll work with, and I can locate the whole entire thing. Another thing we do a lot is we do potholing with our potholing trucks. So for that, I can do create circle, and I can do a radius specifically around where I want to pothole.
With online, where it helps us so much is it eliminates that need for white lining. If we can be as accurate and descriptive as possible, it'll show on that map, that little square, and there's no confusion about having to go out and white line. It just saves us operational time.
If you're doing it on the web, which would be great, you are able to manipulate that polygon, put it exactly where you need it. You're able to add ticket detail. You're able to throw in pieces of information for the locate that are helpful. I've had polygons where they just want to plant a tree. They go online, and they put a little tiny circle right in the front yard. Kind of says, job's done already.
And probably one of the biggest feedback, positive feedbacks that we receive from contractors that actually use our online tool is that you don't have to remember the rules. You don't have to remember, if I'm in the city, I can only have 10 addresses on a block that's 1,500 feet, and when I change the street, it's going to be a new ticket. The system automatically knows that, so all you need to do as the excavator is say, where am I digging? You simply use one of the tools that's in the software to say, here's where the excavation is taking place. And the software says, okay, well, based upon that, we're going to generate 1, 2, 3, however many tickets is needed to ensure that you comply to the center rules. And you can create all of your tickets sitting down with one session, and then the system will turn around and say, well, based upon that, here are all the tickets that you need.
So with the online ticketing system, then I have complete control over this specific area that I need, rather than trying to describe to someone the area I need. I have that control of being able to mark it out on the online system.
One of the other important tools that we have is a joint meet, and that's where we meet with all the locators on site, and it's invaluable for us because we have 2 job sites here. We have this job site and we have this job site. It's 2 separate job sites, 2 separate tickets. Both of these are 2 to 3 city blocks. And when we're trying to describe it as much as we can online or through a phone call, sometimes it helps to actually meet on site and let you know exactly what we're talking about, because we may not be working in this entire area over here. We may be working, like just today, we're only working on this west side of the job site. So that's where we're at right now, is we're working right here. Just called the locator, he's working his way to come in. Just a huge benefit to establish that relationship with them so that they can meet you on site, figure out what you're talking about. You can work a schedule with them on their own so that we get everything located before we start digging. We're not wasting a lot of time.
If you have a several block long job, you're not going to be at the south side and the north side at the same time. You're working one direction or the other from the middle out. You're still only working certain areas at certain times. From a locator standpoint, I'd like to see that contractors call in the work that they're going to feasibly do and that certain amount of time.
So on a job like this, it's 2 to 3 city blocks. If we call in a refresh, it may take them all day to get that done. If we are being more efficient in contacting that locator, saying that we're only going to be in this specific area on this part of the project, they can come in, get their refreshes done, and move on to the next site. So that's one thing we try to do, is minimize our locating delays by planning ahead. And if everybody plans ahead, it minimizes the time frame it takes to get your locates done, refreshes done, get your locators on site so that you can get moving.